Located on a hillside near California's newest state park, Marrakesh House is one of the most environmentally friendly remodels Culver City has ever seen. Named for its Moroccan theme and home to documentary filmmaker Chris Payne, Marrakesh House was created as an event house for art, music, and community.
I lived in the beach for 15 years in Santa Monica, and the best thing about living there was having big parties and having a place for people to get together. So when we lost that place, I began looking around LA. I thought, where can we find kind of a central place that we could build an event house, if you will, where people could get together and not feel quite so disconnected. I think that's a really important thing to me living in Los Angeles, is creating spaces where people can get together. If you look behind the house, these are the Baldwin Hills. Getty and all the rest of it, they pulled their oil out to power a lot of the warships that were in World War II. We thought one of the motifs for the house would be fossils, to make to connect fossil energy and fossil stuff. So we found these beautiful Moroccan shells inlaid in these Moroccan riverbeds, essentially, that we used as a part of the design element of the house.
This front door that we're looking at right here was the original front door. It was a bit conventional for this modern of a house. We kept the door, put what's called new sticking around it to make it square edged, and then we put laminate into the door to kind of go with the theme of the modern version of the house.
Besides creating a home celebrating the environment and art in the center of Los Angeles, the 4,300 square foot remodel demonstrates that reusing, reducing, and recycling materials can leave a smaller carbon footprint than starting from scratch. Lumber and soil were reused from the old house. Paving stones were repurposed for patio space. And old kitchen wood was rebuilt into bathroom cabinets.
These cement blocks were actually from a demo from the city of Los Angeles from a street.
In all, more than half of the construction debris was diverted from a landfill through reuse or recycling.
When we found this 1950s house, rather than tear it down, we thought, let's really remodel it and make it work as a space that could accommodate a lot of people and demonstrate a lot of green principles, if you were, without it being ostensibly a green house. So make it about art, event, community, and oh yeah, by the way, we're green.
Rather than replacing permanently water-stained double-paned patio windows with new glass, an artist painted the glass in a Moroccan style, incorporating the watermarks into the painting. The courtyard's central wooden beams were also carefully restored by local craftsmen to connect interior and exterior spaces in the style of the Marrakesh Riad.
I hope that the house inspires people to think about ways they can make their lives and their houses more sustainable. Obviously, this house is not completely sustainable. We still require food imports and things like that. But we're making a lot of our own energy. We're growing a lot of our own food. We're creating a lot of our own community space so you don't have to go to places. So that's part of being more sustainable, is making it less necessary for you to have cars and trucks to run your life.
The house uses VOC-free paint from sponsor Pittsburgh Paint, as well as formaldehyde-free construction materials. In areas where new lumber was needed, the wood is FSC certified. The kitchen cabinetry takes the look to the next level in almost seamless FSC bamboo.
One of the things about the layout of the house when we saw it was essentially a courtyard structure. And I think it was kind of an accident from the 50s because they originally had like an emerald-shaped pool in that courtyard. When you look at what they do in the Middle East and Morocco and places very hot, very similar topography to this, is they make courtyards which are cooler and places where people can really gather.
Toto USA sponsor brought dual flush toilets and low-flow faucets, including a model that automatically shuts off after use. One of the first things you notice when you arrive at the house is the sleek 6.6 kilowatt DC solar energy system on the roof. 36 Mitsubishi electric panels using 100% lead-free solder produce an estimated 11,000 kilowatt hours of clean electricity every year. The photovoltaic panels installed by REC Solar power the house and garage. Excess solar electricity produced by the system feeds the grid by day and is repurposed during off-peak hours as needed. Lower energy lighting is used where possible throughout the house, incorporating 65% high-efficiency lighting with LEDs and CFL bulbs. Energy-efficient appliances and passive solar lighting extend the ability of the house to conserve energy while delivering a comfortable living environment. On the south side of the roof, a 2-panel solar thermal array uses the sun to heat water for 2.5 bathrooms. The water is stored in a 97% efficient stainless steel water tank.
I'm not a purist about everything having to be totally eco-green. I think it's very difficult to really measure how green something is. It becomes like you're part of the eco-Nazi movement or something. It's like, it's good enough for people to make their best efforts. And we decided to go with these floors because we thought, well, stone floors will last forever, and maybe a better place to put bamboo will be on our cabinets. So we used bamboo, which is recyclable, forest certified, all this business, as cabinets, and we kept our floors made out of stone. These stone tiles, which is basically slate, came from India. So they came over a container ship. There was some kind of carbon footprint for that. But the quarry is very clean, and we figured that bringing this stuff over by container ship was a smaller footprint than running new concrete.
Landscaper Clayton Winnis worked to keep as many existing plants and trees as possible and brought in new flora that required minimal or no irrigation, was a native species, or part of an organic orchard and garden.
I don't think we even know yet how special this house is. I think we're going to find out when other people that haven't been involved in the project come here, and then we see how they react to it.
The team removed one of the 2 lawns, chose permeable decomposed granite over concrete in the new side yard catering area, and brought in fruit trees to supplement ornamentals in the backyard. The north side of the house boasts a victory garden designed by Christy Wilhelmi. Planter boxes from the non-treated wood and Trex grow 3 seasons of food crops. Shade and fruit trees extend from the garden around the yard, including mandarin, plum, apricot, avocado, and lemon trees. High-efficiency nozzles and drip irrigation systems minimize water use across the ground. The property's tall eucalyptus trees were pruned to reduce fire hazard, with some larger branches being repurposed as fences around the property. A neighbor offered cuttings from his giant flourishing cactus plants for the property's western front, and hedge areas were restored with a mix of species to increase plant diversity.
The original house had a huge pantry in the kitchen that separated the kitchen from the beautiful living room and that whole bank of windows. I said, this has got to go. And we did. We blew it out. We put a beam up, recessed into the ceiling so that now that whole space flows beautifully.
Of the many designers involved in the remodel, 2 created signature pieces. Charlotte Jackson worked to transform a small bedroom from the old house into the Marrakesh room.
I wasn't sure about getting involved in this project because there are so many people involved, and it's been really interesting and great, with a good ending, I think. I mean, we're not quite finished yet, but we're all really excited about it. It was like a big extended family raising one child who's unruly, and I don't mean Chris, I mean the house. And everybody's got completely different ideas, and everybody's very invested in how the house will be, and it's come together really, really well. And I think if it hadn't been those kind of push and pull tensions, we wouldn't have gotten this kind of result. It's not finished yet, but it just feels like it's going to be an extraordinarily remarkable, unique house in Los Angeles.
Shrine, creator of the spectacular 2008 temple at Burning Man, is building a tea house at the end of the pool adjoining the park. As the residence for director of Who Killed the Electric Car, no garage would be complete without electric vehicles.
We have 3 kinds of chargers in our garage. One a conductive charging system, one inductive, and one just for anybody who's done a conversion. So what that really means is you don't ever need to go to a gas station.
With its mission to extend arts, environment, and community, the Marrakesh House proves a fine example of how thoughtful planning, material selection, and creativity can turn a 20th century home into a more sustainable 21st century home.
Or who knows what this, the next 10 years will be like here, but I'm looking forward to it.